In the Rain by E. E. Cummings. In the rain, darkness, the sunset being sheathed, I sit and think of you. The holy city which is your face, your little cheeks, the streets of smiles, your eyes half thrush, half angel, and your drowsy lips where float flowers of kiss. And there is the sweet, shy pirouette, your hair, and then your dance song soul. Rarely beloved, a single star is uttered, and I think of you. My Love by E. E. Cummings. My love, thy hair is one kingdom, the king whereof is darkness. Thy forehead is a flight of flowers, thy head is a quick forest filled with sleeping birds. Thy breasts are swarms of white bees upon the bough of thy body. Thy body to me is April, in whose armpits is the approach of spring. Thy thighs are white horses yoked to a chariot of kings. They are the striking good of minstrel between them. In these two poems by E. E. Cummings there is an overwhelming use of metaphors. The metaphors are used to show the love for a person. Throughout the poem, In the Rain, it compares the loved person to heaven or the stars. But in the poem, My Love, the metaphors are used to compare the loved woman's body parts to different elements in nature. Both of these poems use metaphor to fully explain how E. E. Cummings shows his love by idolization. The moods of these two poems are very different. In the poem In the Rain, the mood is set to a more drowsy and depressing state, although it seems to change moods during the end of the poem. The poem uses words at the beginning such as darkness and rain, which gives the reader a feeling of sadness or depression. Although in the poem I Love, the poet uses words such as kingdom, April, and spring to set a mood of happiness and joy. This is an example of how diction sets the mood. In the poem In the Rain, E. Cummings uses the description, in the rain, the sunset being sheathed, I sit and think of you, which gives you an image of a dark and dull setting. Although in the poem I Love, the poet uses the description, thy head is a quick forest filled with sleeping birds, which gives you a direct picture of what is happening. This is an example of how imagery is used to set the mood. The final element is that the poet for both of these poems is E. E. Cummings. You can really hear the voice of the poet while reading both of these poems. The voice of the poem helps the reader better understand the view that the poet is trying to convey to the reader. The theme, love as idolization, is represented well by the literary elements of imagery and mood. The poet continuously compares a woman to things such as sun, holy city, and angel, which all compare and relate the woman to something of high value. Throughout both of these poems, the loved woman is usually related to things of importance in nature, such as the stars and the sun, which shows how love is overpowering everything. He also compares her to a kingdom and a crown, which gives you the feeling of how he believes she is superior, or he idolizes her. The mood of the poem begins to become more delightful and happy when E. E. Cummings discusses the woman he loves. This change in mood shows the ultimate love he has for her over everything.